Alright everyone, so far in this election we've seen Biden stumble many times, and normally it's quite funny. This, though, link in the description, is the most epic cringe thing that I've ever seen in my fucking life. And keep in mind, literally just the day before, you have the DNC's big video there, the one with the cheesy 80s style video editing, and like the 60s tune reimagined with, flashing BLM colors and black African pride colored US flag, actually, which I thought was a funny touch. And that was like a flop. The Dem convention now features Colin Powell, the chief architect of the war in Iraq. So you get Colin Powell. John Kasich, a noted union buster. They dragged Bill Clinton's corpse on an animatronic scaffold up on stage to give a 30-second chat as well, despite the fact that he's been Me Too'd into political oblivion. But now, link in the description, I present to you possibly the most cringy thing ever, which I guess this is like Biden staffers and supporters with their little pre-recorded videos of them clapping, celebrating the fact that he's been officially nominated. Now, of course, he clinched months ago. Everyone knew he was going to be nominee. I thought it was funny, NBC actually got chastised by AOC for spending a whole 2 hours before fact-checking it and realizing, whoops, we're actually wrong, because they claimed that she was being a maverick by nominating Bernie Sanders, even though it's literally required under the delegation rules that someone who has delegates has someone there to actually pledge to sponsor them. And so she was asked to do that, and it was really funny, and so she got to make her 30-second speech. Because they didn't schedule her for a normal speaking slot. They shoved her to the sidelines, but I guess Bernie wanted to drag her back in as one last hurrah. Take a look at this. You couldn't get cringier. Firstly, it features Joe Biden looking bewildered, totally confused, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. I think this might actually have been impromptu. Now, normally he doesn't do anything unscripted. Nothing off the cuff. And his staff, they take a very big risk in doing something like that because he could have dropped dead of a fucking heart attack when they came up behind him with balloons and confetti and shit. And he's like sitting there bewildered and his wife's hugging him and he looks so confused. And meanwhile, it's just a rotating cast on the wall of a bunch of weirdos clapping. Like little pre-recorded messages of people clapping. I guess they had like 1,000 people get together and do this. And then they just made a montage of it. So it's clapping and like fucking weird shit. Oh my god, take a look at it. If you want your morning chuckle, or late afternoon chuckle, depending on what time zone you're in, it's definitely that time now. And this is a consistent thing. And I can't wait to see the next big, cringe moment of the Biden candidacy. Because it seems to be now a daily occurrence. Finally he's actually there and visible for at least a short period of time. For long periods of time he just fucking sits in his basement like one of his fans usually would. Like a breadliner. Eating tendies. He's probably not allowed to have tendies at his age. Too much cholesterol. He has to have the soy replacement. He has to take his Metamucil and prune juice. The poor dude. I hate to say it, but through all the funniness, there is a little bit of genuine, though, sadness, because I know what Alzheimer's looks like. He has it, and it is, technically speaking, elder abuse, what they're doing to this poor sap. And here, I want you to consider something. I was thinking of this, actually, while I was suffering from insomnia last night, because my mind wouldn't stop thinking about fucking politics and wouldn't fucking shut up. Which one scares you more? Because there are only two possibilities if Biden wins. Which one is more scary? The idea that a man pushing 80 years old with dementia has the nuclear codes, or the idea that an 80-year-old with dementia is being used as a puppet by a shadowy cabal of people, the names of which you don't even necessarily know? Think about that for a moment, good, long, and hard, and think about if there's any possibility that you would pull the lever for Joe Biden. I know I wouldn't, because I'm not fucking stupid. I'm also not fucking crazy. Like, most of his fans seem to fall into one of those two categories, I hate to say. I realize that there are some people that are like, well, the Trump is deranged. Dude, see through the fucking propaganda. Every Fortune 500 company backs Biden for a reason. And it's not for economic ones. They'll love Trump's economic chutzpah. No, it's for other reasons. It's because he'll actually be able to be bribed because he's not rich enough, I guess, to get through things. And also the fact that he is demented and easily controlled. And all these other people, they're really easy to bribe, and they're cheap. It's way harder to bribe the president than to bribe a couple of staffers to lean in on the president's ear once in a while. That's what's really going to happen. And you'll have more cringe moments. I guess the one saving grace if Biden were to manage to squeak by and win, partially due to ballot harvesting, would be the fact that we'd see more of this weird shit for his entire presidency, which unfortunately wouldn't be long because the stress of the job, if he's doing anything at all, is going to kill him. He's had 2 aneurysms. He's demented. How long the fuck do you think he's going to last? He's the steward. He's the figurehead to calm down the moderates, because he's old, white, male, and a centrist, even though he pretends now to have a far-left views, in order to Trojan horse in Kamala Harris, who is also easily controlled, even more corrupt than he is by an order of magnitude, and could never win on her own merits. She couldn't even do well in the primaries. It's just an attempt to get a President Kamala. It's an attempt to have the first female president. She won't even be an elected official. I think that's a terrible idea. Why don't you smash the glass ceiling on your own merits instead of because some old white dude, ironically enough, fucking keeled over because he's goddamn old as fuck. And he's cringe as fuck too. Look at this and tell me that's not the face of someone who's confused and literally has no idea where they are at the moment. It's like having fucking flashbacks or something in this video. And in the editing and all of the things that the Democrats do, you'd think with the kind of budgets you have, with a younger voting base and staff base, by the way, too, because, leans lopsidedly left, especially among Gen Z, why don't you have some tech literacy there? You're always having your lights go off, your streams fuck up, things lag, Biden doesn't even know where the camera is. What the hell is wrong with these people? It's so great. That's about all. Peace out.